Wonder how Bryan and Andrew are doing. I'm doing pretty good, actually. Why did I agree to do this?
The Smoky Mountains. Right in the heart of the Appalachians, this is the most visited of all national parks. Nearly 10 million people come here each year.
Hey, doggy.
You can fish, camp, ride horses, bike, and enjoy the scenery and nearby tourist traps. But we weren't here to be tourists. We were here to commune with nature, to sit by the fire and sleep beneath the stars. To do that, we'd need to grab some maps, each only $1. The Big Creek Trailhead has a kiosk anyone can access using the honor system. Before heading out on our backpacking trip, we were going to stay at the Big Creek campground at the foot of the hills. We were ready for our next adventure, but there was just one problem. So since this is closed, we might want to go to Cosby campground, which is close enough. I don't know if that's closed either, but if not, we might have to sleep in the car.
We drove in the darkness across a precarious mountain road, only to find that the Cosby campground was closed too. There wasn't a soul in sight. We paced back and forth thinking about what we should do.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't even check to see if the front country campgrounds, like the developed ones, were closed or not. Because I figured if the backcountry campgrounds are open, you'd think these would be.
See, I just thought since you made reservations and I printed out reservations, that one of them must have included the campsite that we were staying at the first night.
You give me far too much credit.
Okay, well, I guess there's no camp to set up, so.
At least it's warm.
It is, what time is it? 7:41.
Oh God.
That was the worst sleep I have ever had in my life. By a long shot. One night of sleeping in the car and you want to kill everybody inside.
I would find a comfortable spot, and then after 3 seconds, it felt like my spinal column was being bent the wrong way. So I'd have to shift and bend it back the other way. I couldn't tell when I was awake or asleep, and you kept thinking we were saying stuff.
I thought at some point you said something about Koreans. You're like, those Koreans, and I was like, what are you talking about, those Koreans?
It started drizzling in the morning, so we moved beneath an amphitheater to organize our gear. The sky was overcast, which was a bit intimidating, considering what we had planned. On this trip, I would be heading west from the Cosby campground, while Bryan headed east. Meanwhile, Robby would be hiking out from the Big Creek Trailhead. We'd camp alone for a night. Then, we would all make our way towards the rendezvous point, just beneath Mount Cammerer. From there, we'd journey together to the Davenport Gap shelter, where we'd spend another night before finally hiking out.
After we finished packing, it was time for us to split up and head out into the rain. We were nervous, but filled with excitement. As I drove back on the mountain road through the rain, the other two had just arrived at Bryan's trailhead at the far end of Cosby campground. Now, all three of us were alone.
Rain poured down from above and our glasses were fogged up. But no matter what, it was time to get moving. I was surprised at all the greenery I saw this early in the spring. Everything from the hemlocks to the moss, club mosses like this fan club moss, and of course the rhododendrons gave this park a vibrant, verdant hue.
In the meantime, I had just arrived at the parking lot and made my way towards the trailhead.
Here we go.
Robby was just starting out, but I had already hiked across streams and through the mud.
I've reached kind of an overpass here. You can see all the mountains in the distance. It's been pretty tough so far. This rain is not making it easy at all. Hopefully the rain will let up a little bit and we'll get a little bit of sun and get to see some of the views.
Not far into my hike, I came across an old cemetery, a spooky beginning to an already uneasy ordeal.
You might be thinking to yourself, man, that would really suck to be hiking out in that rain. But there's 3 reasons why it's not. Reason number 1, it is above freezing, which is the first time it's been like that in months. Number 2, I bought waterproof boots so my feet are not soaking wet. And number 3, probably the most important, there are no mosquitoes. God, there are no mosquitoes.
Tough as the hikes may sometimes be, the Smokies are filled with incredible scenery, like this mossy cascade.
Well, the rain has finally stopped. Thank goodness. Even though it's still early March, there's all this greenery around, all these rhododendrons and moss. Very beautiful. I've been hiking for what feels like a while. It's a bunch of uphill, but I've actually only gone a mile. I've got about 4 more to go. Hey, there's a pileated woodpecker. Sorry, no chance I could get that on camera, but I'm actually hoping the rest of this trail is a lot of uphill because tomorrow I've got an 8-mile hike, and I really want that to just be an easygoing, flat hike along the mountain ridge.
In the Smokies, you'll often find amazing rock formations, much of which are sedimentary rocks formed of clay, silt, sand, and gravel. And just off the trail, there were some more beautiful sights that I wanted to check out.
I think I'm about a little over halfway to the first campsite. It's been raining all day and it's been making filming and hiking kind of annoying. Being solo is definitely a different experience. When you're hiking by yourself, you're pretty much just you and your own thoughts, and the whole time I was thinking, why did I agree to do this? And can I hike this far? And is this going to be worth it? And I've got no one else here to push me but myself. I've kind of already made a commitment, so that kind of keeps me going. I'm going to be looking forward to getting to that campsite though, and getting in that tent, drying off, and getting a good night's sleep tonight.
If you've ever seen the movie Princess Mononoke, this is Princess Mononoke in real life. Wow, this is beautiful. I bet if I filtered some of this water and tasted it, it would be unbelievably delicious. Let's head back.
I continued hiking up the trail, passing by a river, which I thought might mean I was getting close to my campsite.
While Andrew hiked up through the hills, my trail was a bit more level. I stopped to eat while enjoying the scenery. The river here was wide and beautiful, and nearby there was an incredible waterfall gushing down from the bluffs.
Well, I don't know if you can see it here, but just ahead is, I guess, campsite 35. I can see the fire ring and I can see some logs that people were sitting on, and I don't see anyone there, so I might have it to myself tonight. But let's keep moving and check it out. Well, I got here kind of early, I guess, but now is as good as any time to set up camp while it's still dry. So let's get to it. It's still just me here, but it's still pretty early. I got here pretty quickly. I think what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of break. Maybe we'll see if anybody shows up later in the day. All right, first night solo, here we go, right?
It was only noon and Bryan had already reached his campsite. Me, on the other hand, well, I had a lot of hiking left. I again passed by some incredible mossy growth, indicative of the temperate rainforest conditions found in some areas of the park. With how little progress I had made and how tired I was, I felt as slow as a snail.
Oh my goodness. This has been quite a tough hike, and I think I'm only halfway there. But I am just gonna take a lunch break because, man, I am hungry. I really am unsure if I'm gonna be able to start a fire. And I completely forgot my alcohol stove. So I'll have a lot of raw ramen to eat. The sun is like finally coming out a little bit, and I just cannot tell you how much of a morale boost rather. To just be this high up, mountains with the clouds rolling by, and oh man, it is just elation. I of course have here my world's famous kimchi. Oh yeah! I was really anxious about a solo hike because last time I got really demoralized, but man, this is like seventh heaven right now. I cannot even explain. Woo! It was tough, and it'll be tough. The rain made it really hard, but it's all worth it for these moments.
As Andrew rested, I soon came to a bridge crossing fairly along on the trail.
As I'm sitting here, I'm wondering how everybody else is doing. I was thinking about Thomas in particular. It's Friday, so while we're out here enjoying the Smoky Mountains, he's probably sitting at a cubicle doing Excel spreadsheets. Bryan and Andrew are probably doing okay. I don't know if the view is as beautiful as it is here, but if it's half as beautiful, I'm sure they're doing great, because it's pretty gorgeous.
Take a look at this. It's called a wood ear fungus. This stuff is really slimy and gooey and really gelatinous. And it's actually an edible fungus, believe it or not. It gets its name obviously because it looks like a bunch of ears growing out of wood. And this is actually found in a lot of Chinese dishes. But I'm not gonna eat this right now since I'm alone and I'm not a mycological expert, so I don't even want to risk it, even if I'm sure. If I find morels though, you better believe I'm gonna eat those.
Chances are, it was too early and cold to find morels, but a man can dream, can't he?
It's kind of hard to see, but those are two of the biggest rocks I've ever seen in my life. They have to be at least 50 feet end to end. Man, I've never seen anything like that. Places like this are mental landmarks, and when you remember back to them, it's like an anchor for everything else that was in your life around that time. So like if you were having good things in your life, you really remember those even more strongly. As time goes on, even the bad things in your life, you look back on them fondly, or you find only the good things to remember about them, and you remember that.
This is also known as rose-colored glasses.
I continued along the path, which winded through forests, open areas, and even more forests again.
Meanwhile, there was more peaceful riverside hiking for me.
Wow, being in this desolate landscape here, this is where you could start to feel a little lonely, I think. It's pretty creepy out here. I wonder how Bryan and Andrew are doing. I'm doing pretty good, actually.
I came to yet another switchback. I needed a break. Luckily, the views here can rekindle your spirit instantly. It's moments like these that make the Smokies so worth hiking. As you stare out across the horizon, all of your struggles seems to melt away into nothingness. The sun had come out for a brief moment before I continued on.
Meanwhile, my hike for the day was just about over.
The final trail junction towards my campsite is just up ahead. There's a cement ford here, so you have to walk your horse. I don't have a horse, so that's not a problem. Looking forward to getting to the campsite though and just checking it out. Wonder if there's gonna be any other campers out there, I don't know.
As I hiked, I came across more club mosses, Lycopodium obscurum and Lycopodium clavatum.
This is a pretty cool plant. I remember seeing it last time I was in the Smokies. And it's called striped wintergreen, if memory serves correct. And if I'm wrong, I'll just let the narrator do the rest of the talking. Really beautiful plant, though.
I was right. These leaves can be eaten as a snack, but it's best to leave them alone as they're considered endangered in some regions.
Now, wood is usually not blue. And the reason there's this blue color on this wood is the blue mycelium of a fungus. Now, the name escapes me, so I'll let the narrator tell you what the name of the fungus is.
It's called green elf cup.
Actually, the logo of our show, the blue background, most of that is actually just a picture of a blue log that Robby and I found while we were camping in the Smokies. Pretty neat stuff.
My path and the weather continued to be more beautiful as I went along. It was a different story for Andrew, though.
Oh man, it is just windy, cold, wet. The sunlight from earlier only lasted a little bit, and it just feels like no matter how much I keep hiking, there's this more and more uphill. I just keep thinking it's gotta be here, and I turn the corner and it's just more uphill. But holy cow, I may be getting close because look at this. It's a pretty sharp drop from the edge of that trail. So on the plus side, it seems that I am on the ridge, which means at some point, the trail can only go downhill.
I was literally just looking at the map, wondering, wow, how have I not come up to the trail junction yet? And then I saw it. It's definitely either on Camel Gap Trail or still on the Big Creek Trail, I'm not really sure, but it's definitely on the west side of the water. If I go here, this will take me to the east side of the water. I don't have much left to say.
Now this fungus here is called birch polypore, and it's a bit too old to do anything, but you can use this as both a band-aid for wounds when it's fresher, but also as a strop to sharpen your knife with. But like I said, it's a bit too old and rotten to do any of that right now. Now to keep on hiking on the endless trail. I don't know when it's gonna end.
You can also use birch polypore as fire starter, but hey, I forgot.
I was close to my campsite. I passed by the trail that I'd be taking the next day, and it wasn't long before I arrived. There were huge stalls for horses and a good fire ring with nice sitting stumps.
I think it's about to rain pretty hardcore here. Hopefully Bryan and Andrew already made it to their campsites and got their tent set up. And if you look in that direction in the sky, whoo! So, I'm gonna get this
tent set up quickly because every minute counts right now. If I don't do it in time, I'm gonna feel really stupid.
I was scrambling pretty hard to get this thing set up. After making it just in time, I really didn't want to get rained on. With the tent set up, it was time to hang up my food and sink into the lap of luxury with a nice midday nap.
This is the point in the hike where I lost all hope. I feel absolutely demoralized. There are just constant switchbacks up this mountain. And every time you turn the corner, you think, okay, this has got to be where the trail junction is. This has got to be it. And every time you just turn the corner, you see a long path. And every time you're hiking on the trail, and you look around you and you're like, I must be at the top of the mountain. And somehow the trail manages to keep going up. This is just awful. You know, if it were possible to give up, I'd have given up a long time ago. And the fact that I'm alone makes it all that much harder. There's no one to share the sorrow with you. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Thank you, God. Oh my God, thank you so much. What a relief. The trail junction. Woo! Oh, that means it's just 1.6 miles downhill, which is gonna suck coming back up, but oh God, I pray tomorrow's hike is just flat, even, level ground. This was just constant uphill. Oh God, I thought it was never gonna end. I thought I was in purgatory or something. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Finally, my day was done.
Thomas had written a letter for us to read on the trail. We planned ahead of time to all read it at 7 p.m.
So I still got an hour and 20 minutes left until 7 o'clock. It's not raining right now, so I thought, let's see if I can get a fire started. Because it's gonna be great to have a fire when we do our little campsite reading. I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but I'm gonna give it a try.
I gathered some relatively dry wood in an old pot that I had found. Hopefully, it'd be enough.
This is actually my first time ever trying to start a fire on my own. I've got fire sticks prepared. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go. Everybody is gonna be on the edge of their seats just like I am. Oh, lost that match. Are my tinder joints catching fire? Looks like they are. Yeah, come on, son. Did Robby just start his first fire? Maybe. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but a little bit promising. All I need to do is just make like way more feather sticks than I did. But I think that was a pretty good first try. Well, it's almost 7 o'clock, so while I wait for 7 o'clock, I'm just gonna make more feather sticks. Here we go.
While I was doing that, turns out Mother Nature had a surprise for me.
Holy cow! That tree just fell. Holy crap.
Wow, am I glad I was not using that fire station.
Oh my God. I just walked under that tree earlier.
Wow.
There's an obvious joke somewhere in here about a tree falling in the woods.
Meanwhile, I had woken up from a long nap.
It's pretty windy and the sun never really came out, so it is a little chilly. Woo! There's a few orders of business. First of all, Robby gave us this box here, a little care package. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and see what's in here. Ah, beef jerky, homemade, and some pecans. Oh, there's a note too. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Han Solo. He's no good to me dead. Boba Fett, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. And then Thomas, a quote from him. The moral of today's story is, don't go dine. So far, so good. So enjoy this buffalo jerky and these nuts. Some of the homemade jerky that he made. It's buffalo meat, which is gonna be pretty good. Oh my goodness. That is good. I guess I'll try the pecans too. Not that I don't know what pecans taste like.
Bryan and Andrew had given me a gift of their own. Canned sauerkraut. Sugar-free even.
It's canned sauerkraut.
Now, the other order of business is I have a letter from Thomas. Took very good care of it on the hike in. Hi, Bryan, Andrew, and Robby. So by now you should be deep into the woods and the sun should be setting if it isn't raining.
Once again, I'm sorry I can't join you three, but I know you'll have an amazing time either way. The last time we were in the Smokies, it was an incredibly amazing experience.
It's quite true.
I know this time it'll be even better.
So I thought I'd write you each something short and have you read it aloud. So let's start with Robby.
Robby, it was because of you I got into media. I remember watching some of your old school action movies and thinking how badly I wanted to make my own. And then we did, and it was cool. Especially the part where Bryan threw that knife at me and then I killed him with it. So anyway, thanks, Rob.
Andrew, you're really kind of like the brother I never had. I really miss going on the walks around the neighborhood talking about random things. Yeah, those were good times. What I really want you to know is this. Oh, you! Well, I'm not even reading the rest of that. Yeah, so with that, I wish you all a good, safe night. Be safe and go have that adventure. Sincerely, Thomas. Tell you what, I'll read the rest of his letter once I'm back with the other two. Thomas, you are a little you.
The nice thing about the campgrounds is that each of them had a pulley system to keep your food well out of reach from bears.
I was looking for some dry firewood to maybe start a fire, and it's really not that cold, but if it starts raining, then I'll probably just stay hunkered in my tent and call it a night. That's one of the things about camping solo is you need to find things to occupy yourself, you know. It's just like cabin fever. Eventually you just kind of run out of things to do. And I hope the other guys are doing okay. I'm gonna be really excited to see them tomorrow. It'll be really nice. I'm sure they're doing just fine.
Captain's log. Stardate 42.975. Don't know if it's raining or not, but I see flies.
There it is. There's my shelter. Brought one too few ropes, and I totally forgot to ask Bryan for any tent pegs. I did not feel like carving them on my own. So I just hooked these ropes to some rocks and did a diamond pattern. This should work pretty well. Oh yeah, and I also found this Mora classic knife. Not the most roomy shelter, but I don't know, it feels very peaceful actually. I'm surprised because usually I get really scared alone. Of course, it's not completely dark yet. Did I mention it was Friday the 13th, by the way?
I wrote in my journal before heading to bed. In the night, some campers hiked in.
A few campers joined me at night as well.
As for me, I was left with my solitude.
In the morning, I thought for a second that Bryan had hiked all the way to my campsite and pitched his tent next to mine. An industrious little squirrel also left a little nut for me in my shoe.
It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm curious if Andrew's already on the road yet. If he's not, he's never gonna make it in time.
This was not a bad night actually. I got aches. I got aches in my bones. Not looking forward to Getting out of here and hiking 9 miles, it's gonna suck.
Hard as it may have been, I had to get my shoes on and pack my things up. Before I left, I talked a bit with the other campers.
Good morning. I'm Ben. What's your name? Did you tell us what your name is?
Oh no, I'm Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's your first time here, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. But we also started around like 4 o'clock, so we drove here. The snake den was just like straight up 5 miles,
No.
5 miles straight up. So
He kept saying like, oh, it's gonna be downhill so soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Promise.
we got onto this one and it was like, you know, a mile or so going
We
down.
like ran here once we got there.
Yeah. Get over here.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
It was the start of a new day, and we were excited to meet up again.
But before then, there was a long road ahead of us.
When me and Andrew came to the Smokies a long time ago to backpack, we didn't bring nearly enough food. And there was a group of 2 guys who were hiking at the same campsite as us. And the next morning they were hiking out and we still had another day to go. They had 2 apples left and they let us eat them.
Max and Jason gave us these apples. I just took a bite and it literally tastes like candy to me. My god. Does it taste like candy to you?
Yeah.
I hiked on through the forest and saw this log that looked like a bear had smashed it.
It just keeps on going. Uphill and uphill and uphill. I'm like Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle.
The hike out from my campsite alone was exhausting, but I had to keep going. Only 8 miles left. I had a bit of a late start. After having a quick breakfast, I packed up my gear.
I had a pretty good night's sleep. I got a little uncomfortable halfway through and was tossing and turning, so I think that caused me to sleep in a bit. But I think what I'm just going to do is get my stuff packed up and rendezvous with the other 2 guys. Hopefully I won't be too late, but I feel like I should be making pretty good progress. The rain decided to come down in the morning, and hopefully that'll be it for the day. All right, time to get ready and move out. Well, the minute I opened my mouth, it started raining. Better get going.
The uphill trek continues. For the first time since I've been here, it's all quiet. It's pretty nice. I don't know why, but I really feel like this has to be the last stretch. It just looks like there's an opening up there. And I imagine that's the Appalachian Trail.
I had made it to the junction, meaning I only had 2.1 miles to the rendezvous point.
Andrew should be coming from that way. Bryan's going to be coming from east of Mount Cammerer. So I probably won't run into either of them. I got 1 hour and 22 minutes to do 2.1 miles. And at the rate I've been going, and if this is more uphill, it's not going to happen.
I just had this great idea. I'm going to leave a marker for Andrew. So I'm going to put AA in the ground and see if he recognizes that.
This is the same junction that Andrew would have come across on his way to Mount Cammerer.
I got the A and the A Adventure Archives. Let's see if he notices.
Finally, after a surprisingly exhausting and crushing 0.7 miles, I came to another junction, and this time,
Downhill. Oh, thank God.
the sight of a trail that wasn't constant uphill rejuvenated me.
As you can see, very thick fog. You can barely see 100 feet in front of me. So the only thing to do is just keep going, I guess.
The view was much nicer from my vantage point.
Since that initial downhill from the hike out, it's been all uphill. I'm pretty high elevation right now. Short of breath.
It would still be several miles of hiking before I reached the trail Robby was on. But at least my prediction was right. The path was much easier now, and the scenery was ever beautiful.
Misty clouds above the mountains. Really reminds me a lot of Japan, actually. I actually didn't do much hiking in the 1 year that I lived there during an exchange program. It just has that same feel. But it's this sense of mysteriousness off in the distance that you never actually confirm what it is or go and investigate it, and you just kind of leave it as it is. But when you look at it, the mountaintops, it really does give you that sense.
The Japanese have a word called Yugen that roughly encapsulates this idea. Alan Watts described it as watching wild geese fly and being hidden in the clouds, or watching a ship vanish behind the distant island, or wandering on and on in a great forest with no thought of return.
I'm close to the final stretch. It looks like there's just a little bit more uphill over here. Oh man, this is great though. I've got mountain valleys on one side, mountain valleys on another side. That's more than 2 scoops of raisins. Oh man, I made it. It's 1:30, 30 minutes late. But I am the first person here. Oh man, almost killed myself. Right when I made it.
Another junction. What a sight for sore legs.
I'm about halfway through today's hike, but I've still got a decent amount to go. I've already done one of the 3 sections of the Appalachian Trail. Unfortunately, this portion is not completely downhill like the last one was. Now, we had an agreement to meet at the area at 1. I kind of knew I wasn't gonna make it, but it's already 2 o'clock now. We had an agreement that if someone didn't show up by 5 p.m., the others would go look for us. I'm assuming Robby's there by now because he didn't have too much to hike from what I remember. Bryan, I'm not sure. I think he had like 4 or 5 miles, probably 5-ish miles, maybe more. If that is 5 miles uphill, well.
So I've finally reached a point on the trail that's flatter and a lot of room on the ground, so I decided to take a break and sit down. It's hard to tell just how close I am to the junction. When you hike by yourself, everything just kind of blends together in your thoughts. You just keep thinking, oh, it's just past the next bend or just over the next hill. And it's not. Right now, the only limiting factor is just me. But I'll probably rest here for another couple more minutes and start moving out again.
Meanwhile, back at Mount Cammerer,
So I just ran into a couple people here for the first time in a couple days. Your name is?
I'm Selena.
Selena, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And you are?
Destiny.
Destiny, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How long are you planning on staying out?
6 nights right now.
6 nights, wow.
Yeah, we're on spring break.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice.
You two have a great hike.
Good luck. You too.
Really nice to bump into someone. I was starting to get a little lonely. Actually, having a little human contact kind of gave me a little burst of energy. That motivation that, you know, there are other people out here and I'm not the only one, and it makes me want to keep going. And of course, now we have this. Down trees, story of my life on this whole trail. But we'll see, and if I can get past this one too. It's gonna be kind of tough.
Came across someone jogging on the trail, and then there's a few trail volunteers who are cleaning the Appalachian Trail, which is really awesome. And I just hiking with all that equipment, that'd be hard. One of them told me that it's mostly downhill until the next trail junction, so that's good news at least.
With no filter or stove, I again had to fill up on some unfiltered stream water. Most studies show that this is actually fairly safe to do in these parts, although there's no guarantee. Thank goodness the volunteers were on my trail to take care of this mess.
It ain't about hugging trees, but it ain't about being wasteful either. Gotta find that balance.
Oh God, I am just worn out. Even with the downhill, my legs are so tired, they're shaking when I just stand. And I've got, how much do I have? 2.1 miles to the rendezvous point. 2.1 of uphill. Oh God, and I do not want to do that. There's 2 hikers coming down, but it's not Robby and Bryan. They might have to look for me. I might take a long time getting up there. Anyway, time to eat.
The 2 hikers actually informed me that they had seen Robby. Oh, and although I missed Robby's AA sign, I caught it on camera here.
So I just arrived at the trail junction that intersects Lower Mount Cammerer, which was what I was on, and the Appalachian Trail. I ran into a couple people and found out that they had actually camped at the same spot that Robby had camped at the night before. They said they caught up to him today at the junction where we're supposed to meet up. It's good to hear that Robby's still out there, and hopefully Andrew will meet him soon. I'm really tired right now, and I've still got 2.3 miles to go to the junction where we're supposed to meet, and it's supposed to be mostly uphill, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. I'm going to try and rest up here a little more and then push myself a little further, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go.
I had mentioned to Andrew before we left that I might double back to Cosby Knob to check it out, and he was just about there.
I was exhausted, but I had reached another junction.
That means I've got 0.8 miles to the next junction. Now I see a plastic bag here, and this could very well be someone's trash, but it's also possible that Robby came by and left something here, so I'm gonna take a look, and I really hope it's not something disgusting, but yeah, damn it. It's just someone's trash. I guess I'll pack it out, because that's the thing to do. Thanks a lot, whoever. Anyway, I'm getting closer.
Hacha! Oh my God! Finally! Thank the Lord! My brother!
Oh my God.
Oh, how have you been? What's happened?
9.2 miles. Non-stop. At least most of the Appalachian Trail was downhill. Oh, no sign of Bryan yet?
No sign of Bryan, man. Man, was it raining down there?
It was raining.
Oh my God. You've made it!
What'd you do?
I've been sitting here for 4 hours. So at any point did you say, man, I can't make this?
Pretty much. Well, whenever I did, it was always an uphill. The first day, after several switchbacks, where I thought for sure it'd be a junction, I was like, come on. And I can't tell you how happy I was to get to that trail. Oh. It's funny, I thought to myself, like, oh God, at least if all of the first day is uphill, maybe the Appalachian Trail will be mostly even.
Yeah.
And it was, thankfully. But I was like, as long as I get to the junction before this, then maybe Robby will find me. It's like, if I just crumple into a ball, at least someone will find my corpse. But I was like, the section before that junction, I was hiking downhill, and my legs kept shaking even when I was standing still.
Oh.
And I was like, if that next part has uphill, I'm done. Every time I met someone, it was really nice because, like, I ran into these 2 volunteers, and they were like, oh yeah, it's downhill from here. So I was like, yes.
Oh,
and then at the junction, I met those 2 guys, so I was like, okay, at least Robby's there. I'm just gonna try to make my bed. Yeah. I was like, I just gotta keep going, like.
Yeah, because that gives you that final push, because you know somebody's here. Like,
Yeah.
if you'd gotten here and nobody was there,
Oh my god.
like, you set up a camp right there, and you go to sleep.
It's like all the desperation is so much harder when you're alone.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, we better find Bryan.
We gotta find Bryan. You might be crumpled in the trail somewhere.
Man, it's really funny because I was just sitting in the cloud and the rain doesn't fall up there. It's just kind of moistury.
Yeah.
But down here, it's like soaking wet. You guys had it rough.
I hope it's super sunny tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we find Bryan. I say hopefully, we'll definitely find him. Just, it's a question of where.
As good as it felt to finally be reunited with Robby, there was still that nagging paranoia in the back of our minds. What if Bryan had gotten hurt, fallen off a cliff? What if he went in the wrong direction?
There was no way to know for certain what happened to him, and the further we hiked, the more likely the absolute worst-case scenario seemed.
Although Robby still had plenty of energy, I often had to rest during our hike.
This feels like a ninja scroll or something.
And then, suddenly,
Hey! Woo! Oh, thank God.
Oh man, he's alive.
The guy and a girl that said you were waiting already at that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
funny because I ran into two guys that he met who said he was right there, but they said you weren't there.
I was about to give up. I couldn't go anymore. I was literally walking like 10 steps and then stopped.
Well, I realized I shouldn't give you this trail because it's like
This is 2.3 miles uphill.
yeah.
The junction's close, right? It's gotta be close now.
I don't know. I've been, like I said, I literally stopped for like an hour at one place and just sat. I ran into this cool guy named Lucas.
Was he a runner?
No.
Okay,
I saw the
no.
runner. He
You
was
saw
really-
the runner too?
Yeah, I saw the runner.
Isn't he like the postman for Zelda?
Yeah.
We all saw him.
I heard you camped with those two people.
Yeah, the two people
What about
who...
you? Did you have anybody?
4 people actually showed up at night. How about you?
Nobody. I was all by myself the whole day.
Were you scared? Or?
I wasn't scared, but damn, I was lonely.
Finally, we were reunited, but we were also soaked and cold, and there were still 3.5 miles to the shelter.
Hopefully there's other people already at the fires. And they've got a fire going. And we could just go there and reap all the benefits.
I'm just glad it's gonna be a shelter with plenty of space to like sort things out.
Oh God, yeah.
We made it back to the junction I had come from and rested in the wet mud and rain.
We get a raincoat next time too. Like a good raincoat that's also warm, so you can just use it as your main coat. That'd be beautiful.
Big one, not a woman's coat.
Is that a woman's coat?
This was just like trying to wear like a toga.
Mine, like the hole wasn't big enough, and I pulled on it to stretch it a little bit. It said,
I ripped right here, see?
I saw that. Yeah.
I walk under a branch and it just like okay.
I'm not sure what it looks like, but it's as bad as it looks.
Great horned owl. To be precise. Actually, no, that might have been a barred owl.
Alas, we made it to the final junction. It wasn't much further now.
No, that's good.
It continued pouring, and soon night fell upon us. It was time to break out the headlamps.
We're close, but not super close.
We hiked in the night, and for once, the distance seemed like less than what it said on the map.
In the distance, we saw a speck of fire burning in the shelter. It was like a small beacon of hope beckoning out to us.
Oh, there's a fire too. Oh my goodness. Hello. This is a sight for sore eyes. Oh, there's the fire and everything.
Sorry if we lost you guys.
That they did have like some bear trouble.
The shelter was full of lively hikers chatting in the wooden bunks. There were about 7 other people in there, and we were all protected from bears by a nice chain link fence. Plus, there was a fireplace.
On a scale of 1 to 2,100 million, how good does that fire feel?
2 billion.
Correct answer is 50 trillion.
I've been waiting for this all day.
We woke early in the morning and watched as the sunlight poured over the hills.
It was nice to relax in the brisk morning air.
The sun is out finally.
Yeah.
The sky is clear. How'd you sleep last night?
Slept terribly.
I was like hungry, thirsty, and like in pain. Like I was lying on my back with my legs straight, and then after 5 minutes that started hurting, so I went on my side and bent my legs. That started hurting after 5 minutes. It was horrible.
It says something when I had a soggy sleeping bag and wet pants, and I still slept better there than I did in the costume.
A bit later in the morning, everybody was packing up their gear for their next day of hiking. The Smokies are one of the most populated national parks, and you'll likely come across people even in the backcountry. But in my experience, these are some of the nicest, most generous people you'll meet. Maybe it's just that a certain type of person enjoys hiking through the mountains, or maybe the mountain air fills us with joy. Or maybe it's the steep uphills which humble us and connect us with our raw humanity. Just as some hikers were leaving the shelter, a few more were stopping by. Here were a couple of cool dudes. Believe it or not, the guy on the left was a professional figure skater.
Hey, this is JP hanging out at the Davenport Yacht Club. No, kidding. Davenport Shelter. Jefferson County EMS rocks and all my family there. My regular family, my girls, I love you with all my heart. The fellas that we just met right now, good people.
They're righteous dudes.
Righteous dudes, man. You guys are rocking it, man. Be safe.
Peace out.
Peace.
Before we left, 2 AT thru-hikers came by.
Hey. Boom! That's awesome. I just did like 9 miles before noon. That's cool.
Where'd you come from?
What was that shelter we stayed at? Oh, Cosby Knob. That's what it is.
They filled up on water and we chatted with them a bit before we were all on our way.
This is Trailblazer. Frost. We started the thru hike in February 15th, and Georgia kind of gave us a run for our money with the weather. We've made our way through. We're about at mile 240 right now, and
Something like that.
Making our way through the Smokies, finally enjoying some beautiful weather. That's it.
Good luck.
Class 2015.
A hike through the Smokies can be filled with tumultuous weather, eerie strolls through the fog, and spirit-crushing uphill climbs. But during your hike, you might also experience days full of sunshine and greenery, breathtaking mountain vistas, and best of all, incredible people.
We'd all gone through some tough times during our hikes alone, some of us more than others. But despite what we felt at the time, these difficult moments are to be cherished. They remind us just how valuable each other's camaraderie and companionship can be.
Yeah, this feeling right now with the sun and the breeze is so amazing. It actually reminds me of the backpacking trip we took the first time we went to the Smokies. And it feels a lot like we were just on some long adventure and we're just like in the caravan on the way back to the town or something, which is not too far from reality.
Every time we go camping, the last day always has the best weather. We get such good memories imprinted in our minds. It's like, remember that time we went to the Smokies? Yeah, it was so beautiful. And we'll look at the video and we're like, yeah, we got soaked.
During my times hiking the Smokies, I've met some incredible people. I've shared drinks, food, and campfires with Sandra and Nathan. I've been served coffee and wild blueberry pancakes by Dave, Jem, and Bryan. I've eaten and laughed and played games with Max and Jason.
What was I saying?
The hike was all downhill from here, and we meandered down, relishing the sun and the gentle breeze on our faces. Although it's full of rough and raw wilderness, the Smokies isn't where you go to avoid people. It's where you go to bring out the best in them.
And though you might meet people who are full of storm clouds and rain, it's in places like these that you remember deep down inside, we all have sunshine and joy.
You know how they say to judge someone when you've walked a mile in their shoes? I say, judge someone after you've walked 23 miles in their shoes.
Oh my God, this is so long. He wants me to read this whole thing.
Just the second paragraph, that's all.
Bryan, I also owe you a lot. Yeah. I've always admired your sense of leadership and ability to keep a cool head in stressful situations. Back in Yellowstone, you were the leader of the group, and we probably would have been eaten by bison or wolf or something if it weren't for you.
Did you say bison or wolf?
Bison are herbivores.
Singular wolf.
I've learned a lot from you just by watching the way Robby and Andrew respect you. You're really the glue that holds all of them together, and I want you to know how much I respect you. Well, thank you, Thomas. That's very kind of you, and I don't know how true all of that is, but I will take the compliment, and you do me proud.
I never noticed that the whole thing was italicized. Okay, so I didn't finish reading the rest of my section because it was late and I was about to fall asleep. What I really want you to know is this. Slender Man is out there tonight with his abnormally elongated legs, tree branch-like arms, and his cold white bony fingers. He grabs onto trees as he runs by you, smelling your fear. That branch breaking in the night will be him, standing there quietly staring at you. He can see you. He can hear you breathe. And just when you least expect it, he'll bend down and carefully unzip your tent until he grabs you from your sleeping bag, shakes you until you pass out and chomp on your bones for the remainder of the night, with no one to hear you except the owls and night crawlers. But don't worry, Bryan and Robby, you guys are safe. He only wants you, Andrew. So with that, I wish you all a good night, be safe, and go have that adventure. Sincerely, Thomas. Thomas, your plan to scare me has been foiled.